It was Christmas Day 2011 when a tragedy struck our small community. Brett Wagner and Josh Rogers, two teenagers from a local high school, lost their lives in a senseless accident. They had not been drinking, texting, or speeding. They died because they failed to follow the rules and buckle their seatbelts. Both were ejected from the truck. Brett died on scene, but Josh clung to life for 2 days in a hospital bed before he took his last breath. The third passenger in the truck had his seatbelt on and walked away.
Well, we had a pretty good Christmas day. Boys were playing.
It was about 8:30. Josh and Lenny left the house. In less than an hour, we received a call.
And it was the third passenger in the truck, Taryn, my nephew's girlfriend, on the phone.
Before we could get out of the driveway, another call came in, and it was Kevin, and he was hysterical. And he said, "Miss Gina, it's Josh. He's bad. He's very bad. You got to get here."
When we pulled up, there was fire trucks, there was ambulances, they had the road blocked off.
I remember getting to the scene, seeing the truck upside down.
All I saw was someone laying on the ground, and I was running towards them. And then I remember seeing Taryn, which is my nephew, and he grabbed me by the arms and he was screaming at me. He was the third passenger. Brett's already gone. And I didn't know what he meant by it, so I looked at him and I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "They already took Brett to the hospital." I knew. I knew from the minute of the phone call. A bunch of nurses and a doctor came out, and he looked at me and he said, "Brett didn't make it." And I looked at him and I said, "What? What? What did you say to me?" And he said, "I'm sorry."
After hours, they finally brought us into a room. And as we sat there praying for Josh, we were told that Brett was gone.
I saw him laying there, and I walked up and I told him that he's going to have to help me because I don't know how to do this. I can't do this without him. He's got to help me. And he was beautiful. Not a scratch, not a mark on him. And it's funny, the things that go through your head at that point, because I had my hands on his face and I wanted to memorize every curve of his face. And I can still feel it when I close my eyes. I can still remember how his face felt, and his nose and his mouth and his ears and his chin. And I can remember sitting there just wishing one more time, I wanted to see his beautiful blue eyes.
To be sitting there praying to God not to take Josh, but knowing Bro was gone and we couldn't be there for him. They had told us that there wasn't much that they could do for Josh. And Josh held on for 2 days. He wasn't him. He didn't look like him. And through all of this, as hard as it's been, we know without question they would be with us if they had their seatbelts on.
We believe that had Josh and Brett made the choice and followed the rules that night, that they would be with us today. It's been a very difficult year. It's not easy to say that our boys made a mistake by not following the rules, because it ultimately cost them their lives. All we can do is share our story, spread the message, and ask that each and every one of you make the right choice, follow those rules, and protect yourselves.